Hello and welcome to the stream, loves. My name is Doña, aka Doña the Light, and I'm here. I am a self-love coach. I specialize in helping Black women, guiding and supporting Black women to go from superwomen to healed women, and I am accepting new clients. If you're interested in working with me, you can follow this link in the Twitch chat, or you can click the last link in the description of my YouTube videos. If you're catching this live stream on Twitch, thank you for being here. I appreciate your participation and your communication and your questions and your input and all of those wonderful things in the chat. If you're catching this replay on YouTube, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is essentially going to play out like a video podcast, so do not feel compelled to actually watch the video. Just put me on in the background and just listen in to the conversation. I always include questions and comments from people who are in the chat, so that helps kind of round out the conversation. The baby is awake today, so you will hear adorable babbles and whatnot. Anywho, today we are discussing how to heal and tend to your relationship with yourself. How to heal and tend to your relationship with yourself. There are tons and tons and tons of conversations about healing relationships with your parents, with your partners. Hey, Backyard Garden Joe says, hiya. Just was looking for your videos. What's up, Boo Bear? Good morning. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. But there are tons of videos and resources and conversations about healing relationships with other people, as well as conversations and videos about self-love. And I believe that self-love does have to do with your relationship with self, but often the way it's sort of discussed makes it seem as though self-love is kind of about like doing external things and not necessarily an in-depth conversation about how to heal your relationship with yourself. Not only heal, but like tend to it, like a garden. Liam a dream. Good morning, Liam. Popped in your stream yesterday. I was happy to see you streaming. But good morning, love. Anywho, so let's think about this for a moment. We know, or we should know, that every relationship in our lives requires activity, like active work. We don't have any relationships that thrive by us just doing nothing or like just by existing. That's not a thing. There are no that's the nature of a relationship, is that it thrives when you tend to it. Now you may have acquaintances, who your relationship thrives or exists with you basically doing nothing, but there are no real fundamental important relationships in your life that thrive or continue to improve or continue to grow without you tending to them. And your relationship with yourself is absolutely no different. So like a garden, absolutely like a garden, Backyard Garden Joe, absolutely. So again, as of the last 2 years or so, I would say since the panorama, since the pandemic, there has been, good morning, Spuddy Love. Thank you for being here, my sweet, sweet love. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I look forward to you being a part of this conversation because I love you. And so I care what you say and I care what you think. But ever since then, I would say ever since, mid to early 2020, once people really started taking notice to how being at home impacted their mental health, either for the better or for the worse, then we started having more conversations about it, right? And then we kind of started talking. Wait a minute, y'all see that? I need y'all to get in on this. These biceps are popping for whatever reason. Anyways, people started taking notice and having more conversations around, right, Aleem is here. People started taking notice and having conversations about mental health and how, again, for some people, it was great to be at home. right? Stop, y'all. Stop it. For some people, it was really wonderful for them to be at home and away from their terrible employers or terrible coworkers. For other people, it was terrible for them to be at home because then they had to be with their terrible partners or husbands or wives or whatever, you know, or, you know, they had to acknowledge relationships that they had not tended to in so long because they had the opportunity to basically escape from those relationships every single day, you know, by going to work. Fergie says, good morning, love. I'm dropping in to say hello and have a great day, great stream. I love you all. I'm at work, so I won't be able to hear you or stay long. I love you, Fergie. Oops. There you go, Fergie. Lincoln's here somewhere. Thank you, Lincoln, for feeding my dragon, my little pet. So, there we go. Love it. Proud of you, Liam. You go, love. So, now we have this shift. And we have this shift in a way that was very forced. But I believe that it was very, very, very beneficial for most of us. And I believe that it needed to happen, regardless of the negative impact that it may have had on some. I believe it was very necessary. I believe it was necessary to help us. Sunday's here. Welcome in, Sunday. Thank you for being here, beloved. Anywho, yeah, I believe it was necessary. I believe that we needed something to kind of shock us back into the reality of our situations. Said all of this to say that when these things began happening and when we all were forced to be at home or forced to change our lives in yes, Backyard Garden just says deep forced reflection, absolutely. We were all forced to do something different in some sort of way, even if we were still working. You know, there were essential workers who were still working, who were working even more and even harder, you know, in fields that were already deeply demanding, like healthcare. You know, now you're being told that you have to work 3 days in a row, et cetera, et cetera. But again, I believe that was necessary because I believe that was the wake-up call that a lot of people needed in order to finally say, you know what, this isn't for me. Like, I don't really want to do this. I do not want to continue doing this. You know, this isn't for me. My employer doesn't care about me, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it was definitely very necessary. Anyways, said all this to say, again, in this transition or in this forcing us to be home and things like that, a lot of us started looking more critically at ourselves, our relationships, our jobs, our children, our partners. You know, we just started looking at things a lot differently. Our homes, our cars, you know, just all kinds of aspects of our lives. And we decided, or not we decided, but collectively almost, I would say, like as a nation, more conversations began happening around self-care. People started talking about treating yourself and being kind to yourself, and bubble baths and spa days and getting your nails done and getting your hair done and taking time away from your children. And, you know, all of these things, going to the gym, getting massages, yada, yada, yada. And then there was created this like duality between self-love and shadow work, right? And shadow work began to sound, or does sound, really scary, right? Shadow work was like, oh, when you're doing something wrong and you confront yourself, you know, that's shadow work, and everyone has to do it, and it's really important. But people wouldn't really. I definitely was a part of the Great Resignation. I love that, Lincoln. I love that so much. Shadow work was kind of seen as like this thing that you could do, like if you dared, if you were, it was almost like a kink or something. Like you really only want to do shadow work, like if you're ready to do shadow work, then you can do shadow work, because it's scary. Because it's scary, Kairu. It's so scary. And that's why it's called shadow work. Well, that's not why it's called, but a part of that. Value yourself and your family, not money. Exactly. I love that, Lincoln. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. But yeah, so it's like self-care and shadow work. There was that duality. Self-care was all of the the fluff and the lovey-dovey and the pretty and the things that you could display. That's something else that I noticed about self-love. These were things that you could physically show someone, you know? You could show someone you putting on a face mask. You could show someone you going to get a massage. You could show someone that you got your nails done. You could show someone that you got your hair done. You could show someone that you were out, you know, hanging with friends instead of, you know, you got a babysitter for your children or whatever. Shadow work is about connecting with yourself in a way and holding yourself accountable for the things that you do that are not beneficial to yourself or beneficial to others. It's about shifting more than just the stuff that you can show, and it's really about an internal shift. That's what it really is about. And I believe the term shadow work is deeply necessary, or not the term, but I believe shadow work is deeply necessary. I don't believe that we can heal or tend to our relationship with ourselves without doing some sort of shadow work. It's necessary. We have to do it. But we also have to understand that as much as shadow work isn't optional, it's also not scary. Like, it's not, yeah. Ooh, Lincoln says, COVID definitely illuminated how many relationships I let fizzle due to the daily grind. Absolutely. Absolutely. And one of those relationships, I believe, for most people was their relationship with their self, because they believed that they only deserved to tend to themselves when they had time, when it was convenient, which was typically on the weekends. But typically on the weekends, or whatever your days off normally were, you know, you had all this other stuff to do too. You had like stuff to do with your children, stuff to do with your family, like your immediate family and your extended family, you know. So the weekends tend to be super, super packed, and then you still ended up not necessarily tending to your own needs. So again, shadow work to me is, honestly, it's the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. It's the meditations, it's the journaling. Raylene is here. Hey, yo. Welcome in, Raylene. Thank you for being here, beloved. Good afternoon to you on your side of the world. And I get to talk to you today. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. Anyways, shadow work do the things that you don't see. You don't see people journaling. You don't see people meditating. You don't see people tapping. You don't see people doing breath work. You know, it's not something that you can display or advertise, because you do it in the moment. You don't see people slowly but surely letting go of their passive aggressive tendencies. That was me. You don't see people slowly but surely saying no more often. You don't see people slowly but surely not only placing boundaries, but enforcing boundaries and enforcing the consequences of those boundaries. And those are all aspects of healing that we've discussed here on the stream. But I deeply believe that both of those aspects are important when it comes to healing and tending to your relationship with yourself, especially considering what we experienced in our childhood. By the way, y'all, I totally have a new emote that I just made last night, and y'all should use it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Isa, this one, I didn't even recognize that Twitch gave me the opportunity to, it says thank you, love. It's my face. Twitch gave me the opportunity to have another emote because I reached a certain number of subscriptions. So I was like, yeah, I didn't even realize. Anyways, thank you. Also, for those of you that are popping in today, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I deeply appreciate you. It's free. It's free, y'all. It's free. Drop a subscription for me. If you're interested in working with me as a life coach, you can click this link. If I spelled that correctly. Because I'm accepting new clients, so let's work together so I can help you heal. Because I love you. I do. Right? Cairo, what's the sitch, dude? You've been chilling. Now all of a sudden you're like sass level 1000. Anyways, I believe. Thank you, Spuddy, for pinning that. I don't even know how to do that. I gotta learn how to do that. I gotta learn how to do that. Right? The baby is here, y'all. Look at him. Look at him trying to look at me. It's Kairu. Kairu. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate you. Kairu. Kairu. It's a baby. Kairu's always trying to headbutt me. Kairu. Kairu. No, you're not feeling it? My beatboxing skills are not as great as Daddy's. I'm sorry. Thank you. I take all my sugies. He's looking at me like, what did you do to me, mother? Raylene, that is such a valid question. Spuddy, answer the question. You put dots after your response, and we have to know why. The chat is asking, and I'm asking too. Give us the deets. Alright, anyways, back on track. Shadow work is essential. Self-love stuff. I don't know what to call it. I'm going to call it self-love fluffy stuff. But I still believe that self-love fluffy stuff is important. Because treating yourself to a shopping spree, when, you know, that could very well be something that you need to do in order to help heal your inner child. You know, like, I saw this video, I don't know, this was like months ago. But this woman who said that when she was younger, which I find absolutely absurd, but she was younger, her mom would buy like marshmallow cereal. But she was never allowed to eat the marshmallows. Never allowed to, she was never allowed to eat the marshmallows? Something like that. She was never allowed to eat the marshmallows. Let's just say that. First of all, why would you buy your child marshmallow cereal and they can't eat the dang marshmallows? What? Right. That don't make no sense, right? So she was always like, right, what a brilliant waste of resources. So Rhetorical, welcome back to the stream. Thank you for being here, love. That's what I'm saying. Just absurdity, right? Absurdity. So she would like, not only, she would like get berated, and like her parents would get upset when she would eat the marshmallows. Okay? So now she's an adult, and something that she does to heal her inner child is to get that cereal and have a bowl of just marshmallows. She just eats the marshmallows. Now, we're not going to talk about the impact on your dental health, okay? We're not going to talk about that, because this is about more than just her teeth. This is about her soul. To be able to do something that you were berated for no reason, right? Like, I'm not saying like you should be able to go like, you know, do something insane, but to be able to do something and heal that part of yourself that was berated for no reason, you know, no reason at all. There's no real reason why this child was berated for eating the marshmallows. And like I said, that might be a little bit off. Like maybe she, I don't know, something like that. Lincoln says, it's those type of parents who wake up in the middle of the night with their kid randomly standing in their bedroom with a knife. It's true. It's true. Raylene says, I see. Well, thank you for letting me know, Spudwitch. Get that rest. Absolutely. Right. Backyard Garden Joe says, girl, eat them. Good. Girl, eat them marshmallows. Eat those marshmallows. Sir Rhetorical says, from one extreme to another. That's just poetic. Isn't it? Isn't it, though? I feel it. But, you know, so perhaps going on shopping sprees, or maybe not even the shopping spree itself, but maybe being able to shop for yourself, you know? Maybe being able to go to the store, I was going to say the grocery store, go to, I don't know, y'all, Old Navy, whatever, the mall. Go to the mall. Sunny said I'd send my mom a video of me just eating the marshmallows, but that's the chaos in me. Honestly, I feel that. I feel that with like the most devious look on your face. And then you insert like a maniacal laugh. That'd be perfect. I would love that. I think I approve that message. Definitely. I approve this action. If, you know, your entire young life, you were always, right, crunch, yum, bless you, little baby, you were forced to only purchase clothes that your mom wanted you to wear or your parents wanted you to wear. Thank you, Spuddy, for the bless you for the baby. then yeah, going on a shopping spree and being able to purchase your own clothes and express your own style, like that might be deeply healing, you know, like to finally be able to have that freedom. Backyard Garden Joe says, unshame yourself, baby. Yep, slow like. I'm Lincoln says, poor lady, hopefully is moderate with bad food. That crap reinforces bad addictions. I feel you, Lincoln. Sir Rhetorical says, just eat the marshmallows in front of your mother. Ooh, super chaos. Super chaos. Raylene says, oh my goodness, not being able to express my own style. That was huge for me. What? Raylene, you know, if you're down to share, you gotta lay it on us, boo. You gotta lay it on us. Gratefully, my mom has better style than I do. So when she would buy me clothes, I trusted her. She still does. She still has better style than me. She'd be putting together these outfits, and I'm like, how did you do this? Cindy says, knock on her door. She opens it. It's just me with a bowl of marshmallows, munching deviously. It seems so devious, but in reality, she's just eating a bowl of marshmallows. That's all that's happening. So, again, the self-love fluffy stuff is important. I'm not discrediting it. I'm just acknowledging that there's a difference between the self-love fluffy stuff that everyone pushes us and encourages us to do, which aren't always free, versus the more deep-seated stuff that's really, really internal. Spudwitch says, my mom want me to wear tight stuff, and I don't like my pants that tight. It's unnatural. I feel that. I totally feel that. And you know what? That was something that I didn't like either. Honestly, I used to try and dress like Aaliyah. Like, I was so down for a tank top or a crop and like some baggy boy jeans. Like, that was my jam. Spudwitch says, I already don't care for clothes. Right. That part. We ain't even gonna start talking about bras, okay? Ain't gonna talk about boob prisons. Gooby-doo, I just be on the wall on the flower listening to the topics. Aw. I just be a wall on the flower. I get what you're saying, Gooby-doo. I still appreciate you. I appreciate you being here, even if you're just on the wall. Good morning, though. Good morning, love. Thank you for being here. So self-love fluffy stuff is important. Internal work is definitely important. Raylene says, my mom's style was absolutely non-existent, but it was purposefully bad for me. Then now I've gotten so into fashion and never knew I was held back so much. Aw, see? Now you're able to recognize like the giant gap between, you know, what you were basically given access to and then what you have access to now. Oh, good with you, good love. I understood what you mean. Spuddy says, big t-shirts. Big t-shirts are bomb. But I don't like wearing big t-shirts. I like my shirts to fit. Bro, Apple autocorrect be killing me when I text fast. Apple autocorrect was just putting words together. Sir Rhetorical says, for me, it was always exercise. Whenever I was made to exercise, I was consistently berated and yelled at by my father for things like my form or comparable weaknesses to him. Yo, Sir Rhetorical, that's damaging. That's really upsetting to hear. Liam the Dream says, honestly, I think I got my style from my mom. I'm fly. Cindy says, I'm lucky my mom, I'm adopted, is amazing. She let me be me, but of course she still made sure I wasn't a little heathen. Raylene says, same. I like my shirts to fit with big-ass pants. Yes. Spidey says, I like both. I feel that. I've definitely never been a real fan of big shirts. But, I mean, I definitely wore them like when I was pregnant, but that's probably the only time that I really wanted them. So Rhetorical says, it was definitely nasty, and I still don't really fancy gym environments even now, but I'm still working on it. I feel that, so Rhetorical, and you know, take your time. There's definitely no reason for that to ever be like 100% for you. Aw, Jones, so notifications just don't work, huh? Alright, bet. You know what, Jones? The struggle is real. Liam says, nah, don't wear no baggy clothes. Liam, get out of here. I'm Lincoln says, I really didn't have a child life. My parents were brutal with chores and harsh expectations. My goodness gracious. Cindy says, I want to hug that sweet little baby. Backyard Garden Joe says, I'm still finding my style from church girl to grown and broke. Welcome, Jones. Thank you for being here. Having a relationship, yeah, with them is hard. Exactly. You're going to kiss the baby? Does the baby get kisses? Oh, look at that face. Thank you for feeding Symphony. Welcome in, Jonesy Love. Oh, it's a baby. It's a baby. Oh my goodness. He's planking in the air.
Yeah.
Spudwitch Grover, have a wonderful day.
Thank you. I see you later. Yeah.
Is that sweet potato in your nose, sir? Welcome, Jones. Bye, baby. I have no interest in fashion. Should that be a problem? I feel like I shouldn't, but that's not really the sense I get from others when I talk about it. So, Rhetorical, you absolutely do not have to care about fashion. I mean, honestly, I would tell you not to wear clothes, but I think that's illegal in most places. So, just wear clothes. You don't have to care about whether they match. You don't have to care about nothing at all. Yeah, that's completely fine. Lincoln says, I'm counting down my parenting years. I want my freedom back. Oh, Lincoln. See, Lincoln, so you need, like, seriously, you need, like, some real intense ability to just be a kid. And I mean, like, you know, not lack of, but, you know, less responsibilities, not having to really be concerned or care with, you know, other people's needs and wants and all that stuff, because that's such a burden for a child. Like, it's a lot. Liam says, I'm working trying to get viewers like y'all. Liam, I've been streaming every single day for the past, like, 35 days, okay? So just consistency is key, baby love. That's it. So Rhetorical. Just wear clothes should be a slogan for some store that purposefully sells mismatching outfits. I mean, essentially, I feel like that's what Goodwill is. Like, any kind of, what's it called? Thrift store? Just wear clothes. Joan says, I don't get viewers, bro. It's just family. I'm saying, like, most of y'all, I know all of y'all. The only people who I don't know almost personally in here are, like, Cindy's new and Sir Rhetorical's new. Liam, I know you. Backyard Garden Joe, I know you. Lincoln, I know you now. Boys were fighting upstairs over tablets while watching the same effing cartoon. The fuck? Children are a lot. Ow! Why would you? Why? See, this is why I leave you in the other room. Clothes suck. Who likes them? I agree, Jones. I mean, Sunny says, I'm just a low-maintenance goth girl. All my clothes are from thrift stores, but the cool clothes you find in thrift stores are shocking. That's true. That's very, very true. I know that's how I'm coming this year. Let's do it, Lane. You know we're here for you, Lane. If you're trying to get... Right. Jones, ask the question. Your goddaddy's talking to you. Why are you fighting Mother?
Why, Kyra? Why are you fighting me? Why? Why are you headbutting me, baby child?
Anyways. I would go to a nude beach, but I don't want to get looked at like meat. But everywhere you go, you get looked at by meat. Like, you could be fully clothed and get looked at like meat. So, I mean, Lincoln says, I only have white tees and do-rags. It's true. Look at me wearing the same thing during every stream. It's freaking amazing. Anywho, back to topic. Healing your relationship with self. It requires, believe it or not, you're actually made of meat. Oh, no. I don't know if I'm considered gloth, but I love all my black. When it comes to this active relationship with yourself that you have to tend to, it really takes a lot of intention. You know, like, y'all have mentioned a lot of wonderful things, even when it just comes to clothes and, like, having way too many responsibilities and our parents being way too strict on us when we were children. Like, all of those things have to be healed in us as, well, hopefully can be healed in us as adults. Because when we don't heal those things, then typically we just spew them all over our own children. And we don't even realize it because it's how we were raised. And typically when we are raising children, we go back to how we were raised, either as an example, which is usually how it goes, or we go back to it as a way that we want to avoid. Yeah, so Rhetorical says projection, my favorite. Absolutely. Right? So there's very little that we can do moving forward without acknowledging what we experienced in our past and our childhood. However, so here's the thing. Yes, exactly, Kyrie. You were not responsible Right. You are not responsible for the way that your parents treated you, but you are responsible for, oh, the baby, it's a little hand for me. But you are responsible for healing those parts within yourself so that they don't continue to get passed on. Like Sir Rhetorical says, projection, my favorite. Look, Raylene, I need you to use your points immediately. Raylene's trying to get to 50,000 so she can maybe take my glasses off while I'm playing this game. I already know what you're trying to do. Anyways, it's imperative that we take the time to, think about those things. And it's funny because sometimes I know what you're doing, Raylene. Sometimes people will ask us, like, hey, how was your childhood? Exactly. Backyard Garden Joe says heal so you don't bleed on folks that didn't cut you. Wait a minute. Can I put that on a shirt? Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that. Sir Rhetorical says, indeed, it seems all too common for people to continue blaming their parents for who they are well into adulthood. Exactly. And it's like, yes, they did make you this way. However, there is nothing that your parents, you know it for a fact, there is nothing that your parents can do right now. Thank you, Jones. Thank you for pinning that. Y'all gotta teach me how to do that. I don't know how to be a real mod. Your parents did what they did. But I can almost guarantee there's absolutely nothing they could do right now. Even if your parents came to you and they apologized and how could they make it right? You are no longer a child. You are no longer in their care. How could they parent you differently as a child when you were no longer a child? You're already past that phase of your life, and now you moved on to now you've moved on to having your own children, having your own responsibilities, having your own this baby, having your own whatever. So again, you can say that you want closure, like we talked about yesterday. You could say that you want all of these things, but the reality is, ooh, I'm tearing up your face, baby. Oh my goodness. Oh, what is happening? Are you sleepy? Oh my goodness. Cairo, you need your eyeball, son. You need it. What's wrong? What is it? What is it? The way you scraping your face, sir. Sir. Don't you say you sleepy? Are you sleepy? Yeah. Okay, well stop trying to scoop out your eye. I fell victim to that philosophy until I let that ish go. Right. It's up to us to let it go. And it's up to us to do the work to heal ourselves so that our children don't have to suffer the way that we did. And that's not to say that we're going to do everything perfectly. That's not to say that they won't have some sort of suffering. You know what I mean? Because it's not only us that makes our children suffer. It's life. Because we all know that life be life and life be life and hard. Right? Backyard Garden Joe said, I'm still clearing that shit out. I feel you. I feel you. And that's okay. You know what I mean? We have our entire lives. And it's not something that we can just say like, oh, I'm done. You know, because with every new life experience is going to come some sort of trigger or some sort of insight into something else that we need to heal or something else that needs our attention. And so a lot of the time we're literally just like playing it by ear. We're just playing it by ear and we're just allowing things to flow. But we're just in enough of an awareness to know that, like, yeah, my employer is a jerk, but, you know, why is it that it bothers me so much when they say this specifically? You know what I mean? They could say anything else, but why is it when they say this, you know, I get so upset and like ready to fight and flip tables? So Rhetorical says, I'm Lincoln. I felt that way through most of my high school life until I got sick of being miserable about the things I have no real hand in. I feel that. But even in that, Sir Rhetorical, it took a certain level of awareness for you to realize that you don't have a hand in that, you know? Because for a really long time, all we can see is that we are doing something or we are experiencing something, and sometimes we don't know how to fix it or what the next step would be or whatever, you know what I mean? Because it's really, really easy to see the way that we respond to things. It's not always super easy to see, it's not always easy to see the way that, you know, our parents or our upbringing impacted the way that we respond to things. Lincoln says, that's so rhetorical. That's exactly what I told myself. Plus, I don't know who I'd be without those experiences. I don't like them, but they grew me. And that there's that aspect of it too, right? Or that you can change it. Yeah. Okay, little baby hand. What is happening? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my goodness. So, there are so many things. I mean, this is why, reason number 738, why working with a life coach or a therapist is going to be so conducive and helpful to your healing. Because not only do you get to have individualized support and help, right, little baby is waving. Not only do you get individualized support and guidance, but you also get to learn what tools work specifically for you. Right? No, mommy, don't do it. Gooby-Doo says, I just use the path of least resistance. Tell us about that, Gooby-Doo. What does that look like? Lincoln says, Gooby-Doo, do you think that's avoidism? Let's talk about it. Tell us what the path of least resistance looks like. Little baby. Can I? Y'all better get this baby. Y'all better get this baby, child. Y'all better get this baby. Get him. What? Now you want to take my whole lip? Can I? Sir? Sir? Little baby child. Yo, Cindy, what is that emote? Oh my goodness. That is a creepy emote. Sweet goodness. Anyways, there are so many things that we have to work to identify. And again, it's a certified good boy emote. That's hilarious. Oops. Sorry, I'm texting my mom. I got hit with an ad. No, it's an ad break. What is that emote and what does it mean? That is a wonderful question, and I am eager to know the answer. Thank you, Raylene. I appreciate you. Okay, so it's so contagious. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. It'd be like real genuine. I think that's why it's so contagious. All right, shameless plug. If y'all are interested in life coaching, hire me, dog. Hire me. I will help you. I'm here to help you heal. This is my goal. My primary goal is to help you heal, to help you feel better, to help you stop feeling anxious, to help you figure out what tools work for you. And that's what I was getting to. So in all of the self-love fluff, right? The self-love fluff is like the massages and the facials and the getting your nails done. That's all wonderful. We talked about a little bit how that could contribute to excuse me, healing your inner child. Okay, I'm free of that. What did I miss? Nothing at all, boo. Nothing at all. But when it comes, thank you. And the video games, absolutely. Thank you for all the blesses. Bless me. I'm blessed. Thank you for the blesses. When it comes to the shadow work, I mean, it's typical to the self-love fluff, right? Because not all self-love fluff is going to work for everybody. Massages don't work for everybody. Some people don't like to be touched. Getting your nails done doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody likes to get their nails done. Getting your hair done doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody, you know what I mean? So even in the self-love fluff, you have to, if that's something that you've never experienced, you're probably going to have to try a bunch of things to see what fits you and what suits you, right? Which could be, you know, kind of time consuming, might be kind of fun, but it's something that everybody has to do. And on the flip side of it, when it comes to the shadow work and the inner healing and the stuff that we have to do as individuals, we also have to go through and kind of shop the tools and figure out what works for us. But backyard garden justice, I thought that's all folks meant by self-care for a long time. I feel that, and I don't really know how else to describe it, so I'm just calling it self-love fluff. So rhetorical says novelty, not my favorite. I feel that. Absolutely feel that. And so rhetorical, now I know that you are overseas because of the way that you spelled favorite. Where are you from, so rhetorical? I don't know if I asked you. I'm trying to figure out if maybe you are also from the UK, that area. I feel like maybe you already said so, but I don't remember. I'm just observant. Anyways, similar to the self-love fluff, we have to figure out what works for us. Meditation immediately does not work for all of us, or it works for us, but maybe not in the traditional way that we think of meditation. Perhaps, for example, oh, you're in Australia. Oh, okay. I feel that. I feel that. I just knew for sure you weren't in the U.S. because of the way that you spelled favorite. Because we don't put a U. Because we're lame. Because we're weird. Because the U.S. likes to be other. Right. Swag. Swag. Anywho. Do you feel my insomnia? I don't. I have no idea what time it is for you. Now I'm concerned. Because this is the second time you've been in my stream, and I stream at the same time. So what time is it in Australia? I know what time it is in England. 2:50 a.m. So rhetorical, what's going on, babe? What works for you with self-love? That's a great question, Raylene. So I'm going to tell you what works for me on both sides. What works for me with the self-love fluff is I have such a tough relationship with shopping. I do like shopping. I have some sleep signs on my YouTube channel. I know, right? Spuddy, drop your YouTube channel in the chat. What's going on? Absolutely nothing, and I think it's driving me mad. So rhetorical. My lovely Spud Witch has some amazing sleep sounds, bless you little baby, on her YouTube channel. She's going to drop the link. Give her a follow, subscribe, listen to those sleep sounds. I'm going to try not to get headbutted by a baby. Anyways, Raylene, what works for me is I do like shopping. I like shopping for things that I want. Sometimes I have to kind of take a step back and think do I really need this? Where am I going to put this in my house? Because then I'll have a tendency to just accumulate stuff, which I know comes from my childhood because that's what my mom does. But I have to kind of figure that stuff out. I really like to buy new clothes and wear new clothes. I like to wear clothes that make me feel good. But I hate trying on clothes, and I have to try on clothes because of the way my body is shaped. So that's a love-hate relationship. I really love eating. I really enjoy going out to eat and finding really yummy places to eat with my husband or my sister cousin. That's probably really, really wonderful. Not probably, but I really enjoy doing that. Something different instead of, IHOP or whatever places that are super common in the area. Bam. Relaxing sounds. You know what? Lincoln says, it sounds ironic, but house cleaning chills me out. I love cleaning the house. If I could clean the house with nobody here, bliss. Bliss. Absolute bliss. My struggle is starting to clean the house and then I get interrupted with life stuff, oh, someone has to eat. That's annoying. So it interrupts me. But anywho, yes, exactly. That's the key. No one being here. That's what makes it super blissful. If I can just clean the house. Oh, forced to do chores as a kid and has to do chores for calm. So maybe there's something in there, Lincoln. Maybe there's something in there. My husband would be like, because I'm huffing. What? What, Backyard Garden Joe? Say that again. When it comes to the internal self-love stuff, I would say breath work is incredible. And if y'all want me to teach you how to do breath work, I would absolutely love to. Breath work is incredible. Oh my goodness. Breath work has been... Meditation is wonderful when I'm in the mood. Journaling is wonderful when I'm in the mood. Yes, please. I got you. Let's see. Breath is life. Exactly. Ow. And also for me, just going outside. Like, I can right now, but it's cold, and I'm a California girl, and I'm a baby. So if it's less than, like, if it's colder than, like, 70 or 68, it's too cold for me, and I don't want to be outside. If it's warmer than that, and I can sit in the sun and just be outside and just listen to the trees move in the breeze, that's also very, very calming for me. Like, I really enjoy just being outside. And gratefully there's a park that's just like a walk away from my house, so that's beautiful. Cindy says, for calm, I just put on my headphones, do some breathing exercises, thank God for my therapist. Absolutely, Cindy. Absolutely. Backyard Garden Joe says, I found I held my breath for a long time. That and my booty cheeks. Like just clenching your cheeks together? Oh, baby. Raylene says, walking to the beat of a song is weird for me, but I find it makes you focus on the moment because having extra pressure on the beat drop. It probably looks silly, but it's fun. That sounds really cool. So Rhetorical says, I've used sleep sounds, various colored noise, and all that before. I've always been super bothered by them. Maybe it's just a sensory dysfunction thing. Thanks, autism. Ah, I got you. So Rhetorical, have you tried? I mean, I'm definitely. Let me know if you are open to suggestions. I don't want to just like spew some stuff at you. Because that's my toxic trait. My toxic trait is assuming that everybody wants help. So I've gotten really good at asking people, like, can I offer you this? Can I blah, blah, blah? Black Widow 757 says, hey, Ann, how are you doing? I'm doing amazing, Black Widow. How are you? And welcome to the chat. Where in the world are you, Black Widow? Spudbridge says, I'm always open. I feel that, Spuddy. I feel that. But sometimes, you know, I gotta ask. Lincoln says, I can't sleep well to quiet or sleep sound. I need noise. Ooh, okay. Okay, Chaos Mind. Raylene says, I must have sleep sounds blasting all day because the house creaks. Gives me massive anxiety. I feel that. Black Widow says, I'm doing good. I'm glad to hear that. Don't know where that accent came from. But welcome in, Black Widow. Our little was just diagnosed with autism. That's interesting. Oh. So Rhetorical says, advice is advice. It's not like I'm mandated to follow it or anything. That's true. I was just going to ask or suggest pressure. Like a weighted blanket. Am I actually just Backyard Garden Joe's child? No, probably not. We love music and sound therapy. Absolutely. Somebody says, I have to sleep with a TV on and a fan. If it's quiet and my eyes just stay open, quiet is just unnerving for me. I feel that. You know what? For a long time, I also had to sleep with the TV on. That's so interesting. That was something that I did a lot at my mom's house when we were younger, is I slept with the TV on. And I wake up in the middle of the night to those random infomercials or Girls Gone Wild videos or ads. Depending on whatever channel I was watching. I know y'all know the ads I'm talking about. It was either Girls Gone Wild or it was, what's it called? The Eyes of the Angel with Sarah McLachlan to make a donation for those animals. It was a lot. Lincoln says, I used to sleep hot, but I started just letting the house cool down for about a year with great success. Raylene says, even when I'm in a hotel or Airbnb, I must have the fan on all day. Girls Gone Wild. So Rhetorical says, pressure, huh? I've always heard of them, but I've never really considered them properly. Maybe I'll give it a go. Yeah, I mean, so Rhetorical, what will be incredible is if, I mean, essentially if you get one off like Amazon or something similar, you can kind of like rent it. Because then if it doesn't work, you can just send it back. Hopefully. Cindy says, if it's quiet, my brain is loud. But if there's something playing and I'm in a cold room, I will fall asleep. I feel that. It's a rhetorical. Sorry, I didn't mean anything. Oh. What? But I feel that. And we have to remember when it comes to our brains that their job is to think. Quieting down our brains is really, really difficult. Something else that may help with quieting out your brain is to what are you doing? What? Where are you going? Sir? Sir. Sir. Talk to the people. Something else that might help is like my friend Issa was on the stream the other day and said that she has a really, really hard, right, he's doing a whole workout. My friend Issa has a really hard and solid boundary around putting her phone on D&D at 8:30, I think she said, and she goes to bed at 9:30. She allows that hour of her brain to just like, you know, calm down and decompress. So rhetorical, that might also help a little bit, giving your brain time to decompress for the day. Why does it look like you want to spit? What are you doing? Why are you making that face? But yeah, that might help too. I am Lincoln says, same. I stayed in trouble at school, always napping, face down on a desk due to it being cold. I feel that. I feel you, bruh. I hated cold classrooms. Oh my goodness, because they make you want to fall asleep. Like all you want to do is like snuggle up in a corner and fall asleep. And they were like deeply, bone-chillingly cold. Like the cold was real. The cold was super real. It was so deep, and it was so cold, and it was so consistent going from class, especially in high school, going from classroom to classroom, and it was just constantly cold. And I would look forward to being outside at PE, you know. Alright, we got completely off track, but that's okay. My phone is always on D&D. Notification of the bloody bane of my existence. I'll get to you when I'm not busy, damn it. I feel that. And honestly, I would encourage more people to adopt that kind of mindset. I will get to you when I'm not busy. Notifications are not urgent. They are not an emergency. And if you have some sort of emergency and you're calling me about it, like, can I really help? You know what I mean? Like, am I the person that you're supposed to be calling if you have an emergency? Or perhaps there's another more qualified adult? Maybe. Lincoln says, surprisingly, I never got in trouble. Maybe because my grades were good. Call 911. Exactly. I am not 911. You know, like, don't call me. But that's a boundary, Sir Rhetorical. That's absolutely a boundary. A very Doña emergency. That's a boundary, right? I mean, obviously, like, I have most notifications for most of my apps turned off because most of them want to alert you about everything. Like, TikTok wants to tell you everything. Instagram wants to tell you everything. Facebook wants to tell you everything. Like, someone shared something that you might like. It doesn't even relate to you. No one tagged you. No one did nothing. But they want to let you know. So I absolutely have my notifications turned off for pretty much everything. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, goodness gracious. Cindy says, my grades were good, and that was the issue. I had set an example for the other students. Like, sir, please, I have straight A's, let me sleep. Look, the fact that we were expected to be an example for anyone, it's trash. Overstimulation, absolutely. Raylene said, does anyone get this feeling where it's like you feel tears in your eyes, but you're not sad? You're thinking of anything negative. And it's like when you try to cry it out, but you can't because it's like constipated tears. That's a bad example, but that's what I'm feeling, and it's so weird. I've definitely had tears arise out of nowhere for me before, but that's so interesting. How often do you cry, really? And typically, what compels you to cry? Oh, Backyard Garden Joe says, I have. Can you tell us about it, love? Like, what did that feel like? Or, you know, what kind of brought it on? Or what was happening before it happened? Or Cindy said, Miss Goody Two Shoes. Or Lincoln says, who were you fighting? We ain't gonna talk about suspensions, though. I mean, we should. We should. Okay, random items falling in my office. I was just fighting sleep. And he says I cry a lot, so I don't understand sometimes why I can't. It's really interesting. Sleepy being deviant. I've been suspended twice in my life. Oops. Really, we'll talk about it, because that's really interesting. I'm wondering what part of your body is like getting to that point where the tears are sensed and it's like, nope, like maybe this isn't the way, this isn't the solution, this isn't the whatever, but there's got to be like some sort of body response. Backyard Garden Joe says, I thought it was related to naming my emotions like a block. That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Maybe that's what it is. Like excuse me, in the midst of, or after those tears kind of come up for you, maybe your mind is trying to process, you know, why am I crying? And maybe that thought process of not being able to immediately name why you're crying kind of blocks your tears from coming out. Cindy says, long story short, I'm white, adopted by an amazing black family in a very closed-minded town. The only people who were allowed to pick on my brothers was me. That closed-minded shit did not fly with me. I feel that. I feel that. So Cindy was fighting everyone. Backyard Garden shows up. Backyard Garden Joe says, I was told to suck it up a lot as a child. Right. So Rhetorical says, it must be frequent if you can tell it's spanning over days. Right. So I was suspended often. Yo, Cindy, I support and respect all of those suspensions. Spudboy says, me too, but my other girl cousins cried about everything. See, and that's the struggle with crying, right? We all have this idea and this perception of like what's worthy of crying about. But the reality is, right, you ain't got nothing to cry about. Exactly. The reality is crying is very personal. Lincoln says, I grew up in a very secular, urban, suburban places. Often was the only black meat in the street. Why does that sound so weird? Black meat in the street. My mom will be like, baby, you cannot do all that. My delinquent self, okay, but I'm still gonna. What is the value in judging what should be cried about or not?
Hi.
Good morning, DJ.
Can this
DJ's here, everyone. Everyone say good morning to DJ. You gotta come closer so they can see you. It's DJ. Oh, you got Uno. Oh my goodness.
You still want to play Uno?
I said I wanted to play Uno.
Yeah.
When did I say that? So Rhetorical, I don't believe there's any value in judging people. I think it just gives us the space. I think it just gives us a platform to stand on to judge from, if that makes sense. Hey, DJ. You're my DJ. Love that, Lincoln. DJ, we can play Uno after your first class session, because your class session is at 8:30. Raylene says... Oh, Raylene says control. So Rhetorical asks, control over what? Let's hear it. We got like 2 minutes, y'all, then I gotta wrap this up, because we got class stuff to do. I hope that somewhere in the midst of this stream, I have given y'all some sort of insight as to how to heal.
Can he say hi to me?
Who?
The yellow one.
Backyard Garden Joe? Backyard Garden Joe, can you say hi to DJ? Oh, I thought you meant why do parents judge what should be cried about? Backyard Garden Joe says your emotions. Cindy says, I cry when overwhelmed. Other than that, I am not good with my own emotions. Important things to do. Yeah, your emotions. Oh, no, I just meant in general as a side. Yeah. Look, hey, DJ. I feel that. I think it's control. I think it's, again, just having a platform it's just something else to judge people about, essentially. You know? Yeah. Okay, my loves. I have deeply and thoroughly enjoyed this entire stream and conversation. Now I cry at country time commercials. No. It has been wonderful. Thank you all for being here and for being so chatty and contributing in the chat.
Today?
Everyone, if you could say bye to DJ, we're going to be wrapping up this stream. I appreciate you all. Like I mentioned, I really hope that somewhere in the midst of this,
Oh,
we've talked about how to heal and tend to
this
your
boat
relationship.
said hi up there.
Yes.
Oh, see you later.
Thank you all. Thank you all. You all made this such a wonderful chat. I'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. My sister, cousin, and I are going to be actually doing a co-stream. Huh?
My goodness. Look at that.
What are you saying? Here, take this back downstairs because we're not going to play right now. Take it back downstairs, please.
Hold on, you guys said bye first.
Everybody's saying bye.
Oh.
Oh, you want to say bye with me? Okay, my loves, have a wonderful day. I love you all. Remember, if you need some support, I am accepting new clients. You can work directly with me. There is my link to schedule a call with me. Again, if you're catching this replay on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be a client. Jones, let's do it, boo. Like, you ain't said nothing but a word. You know I got you. Let me call on that phone. I appreciate y'all. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm not wearing any merch today, but I do have merch. I should have known this like in the beginning. I need to set a timer for my merch. I'm tripping. Anywho, I love you all. Subscribe and perch that merch. All I gotta say, exactly. Here is my shop. Perch the merch, y'all. Perch the merch. I'll be back tomorrow with my sister cousin. We're gonna have a very wonderful chat, so you should be a part of it. All right, loves. Peace for now. See you tomorrow. Wanna say bye, DJ? Wanna say bye?
During this set.
Okay. Bye, everyone.